Ladies and gentlemen, bienvenidos al mundo, the world's first Yelp review. We are digging in to Denver's most Mexican restaurant with the world's whitest instrument. Nick Muniz, your host's vocal cords, not this white boy harmonica. Fast casual Mexican restaurants all over America. They might not have all the fancy bells and whistles of a restaurant, clean tables or cute waitresses, maybe even digestible food, but what they do have is integrity. Digestibility was never a factor in the American diet anyway. Taste trumps all. Yes, all these Mexican Americans might be more skilled cross-country runners than Michelin star chefs, but they do know a thing or two about taste. If there is a fry cook sweating in my meal, I want it to be a Hispanic's Coca-Cola, Tabasco sweat, spicy Latin lover's blood to give my plate an extra kick. Rice and beans have the highest profit margin of any ethnic food out there. So if you are spending your hard-earned money eating out, you will be reassured when you see the way these workers put it together at Bocaza. When you walk in, you get the feeling that the chef wakes up to his alarm clock playing La 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 Bamba. He shuffles down the stairs and then massages a pork shoulder for 5 hours that he shreds into some spicy barbacoa. Denverites, if you're looking for a sturdy, fast, casual joint with ingredients fresher than Chipotle, check this place out. We are home to the flagship location in the city. They are franchising out, now with locations in Northfield, Grand Junction, and Federal Heights. Federal Heights, that is burrito land if you are familiar with Colorado. You are competing with the most local, the authentic of the authentic, but they are reaching their tendrils out into the mountains of Colorado. Few people know the first Chipotle ever is on the DU campus. Have I been there? Have I been to the first? Of course! The top house at DU is Kai-Potle. It's no different. It's a chain. You gotta look for the holes in the walls. And sometimes there's a friendly stranger on the other side of those holes in the walls. Located in the North Capitol Hill area of Denver, this is the most reliable place to go at any time of day to see a hippie, deep-throated chalupa. Guaranteed. With all these locations, this is a successful Colorado startup. Mentioning Chipotle and Qdoba is 3 blocks down. They are, as the Bee Gees would say, staying alive. 17th Street. It comes and goes with the weather. It's big in the summer. Breweries up and down the block, coffee shops, pot stores. Bocaza is holding its own, partially because in that sunny weather they got their own patio. Right on the corner of 17th and Williams, this is a massive draw. Seating capacity bumped up outside to probably then 50. Estimated 30 inside. I would cram more, and I do not care about fire safety hazards. Let's have a grease fire with 80 people in the joint. The Bocaza experience of the Yelp review took place at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. I was the only soul in the establishment. First glances, this is your typical Mexican-American joint. 2 TVs on the walls. You got a backside with booths if you're a group of teens looking to get rowdy. You got high tops by the windows if you're a lonely soul like Chaboy. And probably 6 4-seaters. Music is huge to the dining experience. Upon entering, Sweet Child of Mine was blaring, I remember, through the meal. Gypsy, Fleetwood Mac, we got some Hall & Oates was bumping. What was it, Maneater? You can't mind that. If you're going to some trendy cantina, that's when you're looking for authentic Mexican tunes. This is not real food you're going to get in Guadalajara, Mexico City. This is Mexican-American food. Let's play some rock and roll. Consistency is what matters. You don't want to go to some viral chic grilled cheese place where there's techno on 1 second and indie folklore and then 1800 sea shanties when you're finishing your meal. Your $15 grilled cheese. Bocaza leans into it. In the restaurant, at times, the overall atmosphere, I did feel like I was on a megabus due to Hector blasting his mariachi music from what I could assume by the audio quality was an Android phone. Chaboy went with a smothered burrito. We're starting with a wet tortilla, wetter than a wetback. Cannot say that. There is no option of that whole wheat flour tortilla. You're having bread. What do you think you're putting in your body? Go home and have your smashed cauliflower. When you're eating out, get the goddamn white tortilla. Luckily, I opted in for Spanish rice, little spice off the bat, followed by black beans. They use a slotted spoon. You cannot overlook this. Chipotle be throwing all their bean sauce, their bean juice up in my burrito. Get that out of here. Barbacoa. This is fresh off of the morning massaged shoulder. A little bit smoky on the palate. Retained moisture like a sponge. Distributed well throughout. Pretty good for a quick service. We had a little guacamole on there. It was the consistency of soft serve ice cream, almost unnoticeable in the smorgasbord of food that was a burrito. Underwhelming. They did have sliced fresh guacamole. If you are going to Bocaza, do not make the same mistake that I did. For salsas, we went hot. Definitely underwhelming, but you cannot change your field of vision within 5 degrees in this restaurant without seeing a hot sauce bottle. That one's going to be on me. We had a green chili smothering, though, on the outside. Green salsa, nice and tomatoey, and it was surrounded by some corn tortillas, legitimate corn tortillas, tasted like it was off the cob. Vincent Van Gogh's ear fresh. A menu item I would suggest to slap on might be some queso. You got competition out there. You're not paying for anyone's high blood pressure medication. Throw queso on the menu, would you, Hector? I did snag a Sprite in the water cup, like the scumbag. Sue me. Sandwiching my burrito on the other side was a little side of lettuce. Tasted a bit sour. Not sure if I got crowded or cabbaged or if it just wasn't fresh, but that was not the highlight of the meal. I did have to urinate from all of that Sprite jolting the system. Little did I know, I was about to walk into Shrek's asshole itself, Satan's cheese cellar, and now my sample size is small, I will admit. I only took one breath in this bathroom, but I definitely left with a lung full of feces. They don't look like ones to deep clean, nothing visibly disgusting, but I could only breathe once. That's definitely a star's worth. What can you expect? Make people dank food and they're going to take some dank shits, huh? Walked a mile home. This probably aided in my digestion, gave birth within 25 minutes of being home. But just like the fast service casual as we started, my PMBM that night was fast and casual. Can't be mad. Let's get into some of these reviews and see if they are righteous. First up, we have David M. David has over 900 reviews on the website. He's posting photos along. He has 500 followers. This is an experienced eater-outer. He has a Bocaza. For those of the monolingual out there, in Spanish, Bocaza means big mouth. David M. says, "Remember the lettered athletes you had a crush on in high school? Remember how he didn't remember how you loved to run into that person? Then a long time passed and you happened to meet again and you were so excited at the thought. And then, when you met, your response was, 'The years have not been kind.'" Long way for that one. David continues, "Well, that's what happened to me when I stopped off at Bocaza the other day for a breakfast burrito. They say that the chorizo version costs $3.95, but I guess after I added salsa and cheese, which apparently were included in the price, magically went up to $5+, and it wasn't worth it. The potato and egg base is 99% potatoes. The egg part is so minuscule to be less than a garnish. The chorizo is really a thickened chorizo-y sauce. Bottom line, for $5, his accent has changed 5 times. $5, go down the street to One Fold and get their morning happy hour burrito. It's bigger, it's better, and by gosh, people like it." David M., you put some heart into that review. People were complaining about the prices, as I saw. I read over a couple hundred reviews. That is an easy fix. put some prices on the menu, Bocaza. I feel like I got snaked at the register as well. This will not be kind to your bottom line, but it'll probably improve that Yelp page of yours. Number 2, we have Alex D. Alex D is coming off with the 1-star review. He has 0 friends on Yelp. Maybe take that Yelp negativity and foster a friendship. This place was awful. I was discharged from the hospital. He does not seem the brightest, it seems like here. Listen up. I was discharged at the hospital and came here for some food 16 minutes before closing. He wouldn't serve me 75% of the menu? Very rude service, and I asked to be notified on any additional charges because, let's be honest, we all know a burrito with certain toppings can carry extra charges. I got charged 75 cents for corn, guys. The guy didn't even tell me until I was paying. Shitty food to match the shitty service. Normally it's one or the other, but this place is no loss for me. I won't be back. Try Illegal Pete's. It's cheaper and has more flavor. Good luck, fam. Alex D. Couple things here, Alex. Work at a fast food place for a month, and you will know how minimalized you can make the menu within 20 minutes of closing. What are you asking for? The holy Krishna cow brought down from Nirvana for your burrito? You got one option when you're limping in on a gurney from the hospital 15 minutes before closing. You might want to get some things together. Shitty food to match the shitty service? You gotta give me more than that, brother. We need some love for Bocaza. Who's up third? Queen G is giving Bocaza 5 stars. Queen G, a not-so-humble username, not so humble with her star usage. I have been going to this place for... I have been going to this place for years. Family-owned and operated. When I was pregnant in 2010, their breakfast burritos were the only thing I craved. Now that I no longer live in Denver, every time I go back, I still have to go to Bocaza for the breakfast burritos. Bravo for still being my favorite after all these years. 121 friends, 60 reviews, 4 photos, and a 5-star review from Queenie G. You hear that, Bocaza? She is eating at your establishment while she is pregnant. This restaurant is feeding a prenatal generation of Capitol Hill kids. Baby formula? Little Prince to Queenie G is going to be sucking horchata out of her mother's titties. Now, she did say that she's been a regular for 5 years. That is a 5-year bias. 1, I would say, for as many stars as she gave. 4th, Blondie V is rewarding 1 star to this hardworking man. You will get the tone of Blondie very quick. We ate there today, and I was craving Mexican. And my roommate is a staunch vegetarian, and I will only eat at places that declare that they are lard-free. I was not impressed as soon as I walked in the door. Another party who walked in as we did looked around and left without ordering. The menu is confusing as most items are not priced. I am not wealthy enough to order without knowing the price. I had the chicken burrito smothered with the most lame green chili sauce. It was cold all the way to the core. Telling me that they did not have the temp turned on, their steam table, a health code violation for sure. Essentially what I got was a poor knockoff of a Chipotle burrito. I wish we could have gone there instead. At least Chipotle, they occasionally wipe down the tables, and this Bocaza clean tables don't seem to be a priority. We are still hunting for a veggie-friendly, though meat-serving, Mexican restaurant. Any ideas out there? That is some heat from Blondie. You're never going to find a vegetarian praise a place that isn't labeling themselves as vegan. Expect the worst when you see these accounts, and if you aren't so wealthy, Blondie, beggars can't be choosers. Next time, go to Taco Bell. Think you could afford that? Lastly, our headlining Yelp review is going to be his pinned tweet. Give him some love as we wrap this first dish, Bocaza Mexican Grill. Thomas P. dropping a 5-star review with a shout out to the hardworking owner who I put through the ringer. His message was, this place has the best chili rayones that money can buy in Denver, period. Also, the sauces are homemade and delicious. The owner, Hector is a wonderful human being and runs an operation that has the highest standards in hygiene and food quality. You can't go wrong with this place. Thomas P. glowing review pinned at the top of the page. Bocaza. It is what it is. No surprises. If you are a local and you're still getting Chipotle knowing that they are in the area, you should be ostracized to Aurora indefinitely. On that digestive walk home in the snow, I actually passed an Indian place off of Colfax Ave, Saucy Bombay locals, and there was a hobo in a chokehold. The owner, who I recognized from passing by, was taking shots at this guy's face. That is another day at a Denver restaurant. You gotta take your small wins when you have the whole Mexican-American place to yourself. A good experience with edible food. I would suggest Bocaza to a friend. Congrats as the first Yelp review. For the final judgment on the Yelp review rubric, scaling down from overhyped up to underrated, Bocaza is placing just below the center at a strong belittled. More respect is deserved for this man's hard work. Bocaza is an underrated staple in a Denverite's diet. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check out The Niche on YouTube. Check out Apple Podcasts, because in 2 weeks we are dropping a new nonfiction book review. We got Face the Music touring around the world with one of the biggest commercial rock bands ever, Kiss. 4 hard-working kids, one half deaf that grows up to be a rock star, rise and grind on the streets until becoming some of the most notable humans with the best stories on this planet. We got those stories in just 2 weeks. And as for Chef Nikolai Ramsey over here, our next Yelp review will be this summer. So put your bibs away for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in just a couple weeks. Peace.